Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Auto Transport Intel. It is Friday. It is noon Central Time. That means it is time for Cars on the Move, where we connect dealers, auctions, and carriers. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Please do feel free to say hello in the live chat. We got Silvermint, what's going on? We got Chris Chamberlain, what's happening? The show just got started, so please feel free to say hello in the live chat. Also, do me a favor, if you would. Please go ahead and give a like. Why are you doing that? Why like this show? Because, okay, we know that auto transport, very important part of the automotive world and ecosystem, and we're trying to connect transport better to dealers, auctions, brokers, dispatchers, OEM, insurance, tech companies, etc. That's the goal. So do me a favor on this mission. Please do go ahead and leave a like and help me out. Give a share. You see that share button, click it, click share, click copy, grab that YouTube link, text it, email it, share it on social media. Why? You're growing an auto transport business, aren't you? That's why you're here. And if you're not sure, go to autotransportintel.com, click on sign up, become an ATI insider, talk to Ty, join the roundtable, get on the email. This is a community, and it's growing, and it's awesome. So thank you. We want you to be a part of it. BM, what is going on? All right, so it is time, ladies and gentlemen. It's 2 after. Let's see what Ty is doing. This is the Ty the Transport Guy show. Ty, what's going on, man?
Not much. How are you, Jay?
I'm good. What is going on here?
I'm in a transport parking lot.
Hardly.
Hardly. No, I'm in. Remember last week we had a company on? Who was that? Black Widow?
Black Widow.
Yeah. I'm actually at Black Widow's transport parking lot today, and I'm learning more about Black Widow and what it has to do with hauling cars.
Ooh, okay.
Can you believe that?
Yes. That sounds pretty progressive. All right, so let's start at the top. What is Black Widow?
Black Widow, it's an imaging system, and they take pictures of cars, right?
Show us, can you get a better angle of the system?
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about it a little bit last week, but I don't know if you can see this.
Oh, I see it.
Here.
Okay. So tell us what you're looking at. Yeah, what are you looking at?
This is the Black Widow hangman. So it's kind of like a mobile setup. I don't know if you can tell, but over here, you can either hang it on the ceiling or you can put it like this. You see that?
Mm-hmm. I see it. Okay, so you've got 6 arms, 6 cameras, and is there a camera at the top there in the center as well?
Yes.
Okay.
There is. So
okay.
We're getting pictures all the way around. And then this is really cool here. I didn't know about this. This thing here, you take this cover off. Can you see that?
Yeah.
It does the 360. So you put it in the car and it takes pictures all the way around the car.
All right, so you got exterior, interior pictures. Why? Who's this for?
Well, that's a good question. It's for dealers, right? It's for auctions, it's for OEM, and it's even for transport guys. You know why?
Transport guys?
Yeah. So, yeah, you're right. There's a camera there. So this thing is incredible. I'm still learning a lot about it, which I love it because it keeps learning. And it's also, I found out today, one of these cameras actually from, say, like back here, actually somehow captures the VIN. Is that right? That's crazy.
No.
Yeah. So it somehow captures the VIN, takes all the pictures. Now we know what kind of car we have. We know what kind of conditions it's in. And it benefits everybody in the name, right? In the game. Does that make any sense at all?
Well, it does. And so, because Jason, who's Jason? Why did I just say Jason?
Jason is the founder, CEO of Black Widow. Does that make sense?
Is he there?
He was on the show last week.
Oh, yeah. Jason was on the show last Friday.
Yeah. Yeah. Him and Joel. Remember Joel?
So you got Jason Hawk. You got Joel Hawk. Right? Am I saying that right? Is it like Hawk, right?
Yeah.
Jason's the founder. You're at Black Widow Imaging. Joel is he? He's co-founder. He's associated with the system, and he runs a dealership, right?
Right.
And Jason, I think, was saying that one of the great things here is that if a transporter could somehow get associated with the use of this technology, are they still walking around the car with their mobile app taking photos?
Well, I think yes, but I think that's one of the reasons we're here, because there may be the ability for all of us to get along. And that's actually one of the reasons I'm here today, is because I really got to visit with Jason yesterday a little bit. I got to visit with him a little more today. And I like the way the guy talks, because it's not, he's got the answer, but it's how can we all work together to solve all the problems, creating what is called transparency. Some people may not like that. Some people might like it. But as a transport guy, I would like that transparency, because guess what happens to me quite often? Take a guess, Jay.
You can't find the car.
No, I get blamed for damages that maybe I didn't do.
Thank you. Right. That is a big problem.
Right.
Okay.
So that doesn't just happen in Ty's world. Ty's the used car guy. Ty likes used cars. It happens in the OEM. Remember what we had on Tuesday night, which, by the way, that was a great show.
Thank you. That was cool.
What did they talk about?
Right.
That even came up there, right?
Right. So you could, wait a minute, connecting the dots. Vehicles go from the plant onto the rail, into the rail yard, onto the truck. We could put a Black Widow in there somewhere.
Right. So let's remember what I always talk about, follow the life of a car. Remember how I always talk about two guys are at the bar, they're drinking beer, they get out the napkin. Wouldn't it be cool if a car had this? Yeah, let's go to work tomorrow. We'll present it to the boss. Okay, cool. The car's becomes the idea, then it goes through the plant. Now it's alive, it's born. Get it? And so as that car comes through the plant, stop right there before it goes out the door. It's a brand new car. Stop. Let's take some pictures. A bunch of pictures. Fast. Now we got the pictures, we've got the VIN, and we know the condition of the car as it's leaving the hospital. It's born. Get it? Follow me? Okay. So now, where does it go next? It depends on where it's built. It could go on a boat, could go on a train, it could go on a truck. We've had the train people on, we've had the car hauler guys on. Our next show at some point is going to be the boat people, but they're all working for the OEM. Follow that? So the cars comes out of the plant, stop. We've got pictures, we've got VINs. We know where the car's at. Where's it going next? Who's going to touch it next? A logistics company, right? They're going to touch it. They're going to put it somewhere. Somebody else is going to touch it. As it's being touched, things happen. You follow me? So as things happen, maybe it's an accident, maybe it's not. We know where this car's been, and we know the condition of the car. We know the VIN of the car, and we know everything about the car. This is data, right? We talk about data. Ty, I just want to haul cars, okay? Can you shut up? Can you stop talking about pictures? No, I can't. Why? Because this has everything to do with you owning your business, okay? I always talk about know the dealer, know the car, pay attention to what's going on. This is a new thing. This is really happening. I'm at a real place with a real camera. This really happens in real life. I'm talking right now about OEM, but this actually is going on in Ty's world, which is what we call the used car market, okay? The auctions in the dealer. And this has the ability, you know, I think about Paul Machine at Black Book. Paul Machine's always talking about, think out, throw the box out. He's always talking about, let's buy cars in driveways. I remember the first time he said that, I was like, no, Paul, man, really? Don't say that. Don't, please. Well, this thing can take pictures of cars, get VINs, and help dealers. What's the problem right now, Jay? We don't have chips. Have you heard about nobody can find tires? Have you heard that one yet? right? Thank you. So we've got a problem. We can't find the cars. What's happening? Well, everybody's going to go to the used cars. What's wrong with used cars? Nothing's wrong with used cars, except they're really expensive and hard to find. So when Paul starts talking about repos, he starts talking about mortgages, he starts talking about these things. One of the things that Paul's trying to do is trying to help people figure out how to get through some really rough times. And being able to, for a dealer to buy a car can actually help somebody reduce their monthly expenses and maybe get a lesser car, right? However that works, doesn't really matter. But my point would be, as this technology keeps picking up, this technology will impact your transport company in one way or another. And how that works, we don't actually know yet. Our job is to inform you, this is really happening. This is real. I'm here. I'm really looking at it. Well, Ty, they were on your show last week. Why are you talking to them again? Well, because these guys are serious. And this will take off, I promise. He's talking to the right people. He's doing the right things. The information data that everybody's always excited about, this thing is doing it. Okay? So OEM guys, transport companies, I talked to a guy today. He wants to get in the transport business. He wants to buy a brand new truck, $300,000, and he wants to get a new car contract with BMW. Probably not going to happen. Okay? Slow down a little bit. Meaning, as this unfolds, the OEM guys, the transport, the big fleet guys, the Midwesterns, the Nationwides, the United Roads, the Jack Coopers, keep going. The guys that deal with the OEMs, this is going to become part of their world. My guess, my bet. I'm a betting guy. As this becomes part of their world, it will filter into your world. Does that make any sense? Does anybody connect any dots? Jay, help me out.
All right, cool, man. Yeah, I've been letting you run with it because you got it. So one of the things we talked about earlier, you and I were talking, is that, yes, this is happening. And as you love to focus on, serve the dealer, right? Well, guess who really needs this right now? The dealer, right? As we were talking about. Because with Black Widow, here's what's really neat. Not only is it a more high-resolution inspection with more better coverage, faster, but once you have those photos and inspection, and yes, this isn't we're going to have to do a lot more education. That's why we're going to have to come back because there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of details here. It's not like everybody's going to put a Black Widow on the back of their truck and start driving around auctions. No. Slow down. But there is something to talk about. So again, that high resolution imaging done on the spot, maybe at an auction, maybe at a dealer service drive, those photos can now be instantly sent to the dealer's website, which we know online car buying is more and more popular every day. A dealer can actually start advertising and selling the vehicle before the transporter even brings it to the dealership. Can you say melting block of ice not melting so fast?
Yes. Yeah. So here, you just said something, and I'm going to kind of not talk about what you just talked about, but kind of talk about what we talked about. I've done this for a long time. I go to the auction. I don't want to be at the auction. Why? Well, they close at 5, and I got 2 more cars to pull, and they close the gate. I just lost 16 hours of my life because the guy wasn't cool, right? So the other part of that is I go to the auction, they're open, I find the car after 2 hours, finally. I drive through the gate. I got to either take pictures, or at some auctions, you have the paper gate pass, 2021, guys. You've got a paper gate pass that you have to write damages on. Then you finally get out the gate. Then you've got to take the time to walk around and do 4 pictures, 4 corners, right? That's how it happens. Wouldn't it be cool if we could come up with a way to go into the auction, waste 2 hours of our life to find one car, drive out without a piece of paper, and drive out without having to take pictures of the car? You follow me? Watch. Imagine that thing as you're checking out the gate. Okay? You know how many cars I've checked out of the auction? I drop them off. Hey, Ty, why was this scratch here? How'd that happen? I don't know. Let me call the auction. I'll see if I can have them dig up the data as it went through the lane. Okay. Not as it left the gate, as it went through the lane. Why is that a problem? Well, if it goes through the lane, it's going to be touched how many times nobody knows when it's on the lot. I finally get to it, there's no telling how many guys have either bumped it, scratched it, kicked it, spit on it, licked it, whatever you want to call it. But somebody else has touched that car. As I go through the gate, imagine having that 360. Okay. I know it left the auction in that condition. Now, if you have integrity, which is 2 weeks ago, Julie talked about one of the key components of being a car hauler is integrity. We know the condition of the car as it left the auction. Me as a carrier, if I have any integrity at all, I take my pictures, I drop the car off, I get a call from the dealer. Did you do this? No, here are my pictures. Well, I didn't buy it like that, Ty. Okay, well, hold on, time out. Let's get a hold of Black Widow and see what they did, if their pictures match, right? So as a carrier, we know when we make a mistake. We know. This is where integrity comes. Yes, I did do it. I'm sorry. No, I didn't do it. Let's compare pictures. You follow that? So as a transport company, as a carrier guy, I spend a lot of money in damages. I wheel and deal in damages. Hey, I know I didn't do it. Just get a quote. Let's split it. You good with that? Yeah, sure, Ty. Okay, however that works, in your world, damage is a problem. Damage is a part of the conversation. It's just part of the business. We deal with it. It's how we deal with it. But this, what we're talking about over here, this can make everybody's life amazing. I mean, like, wow. So, Ty, I just want to drive my truck and haul cars. Where's the loads at? And why are the rates so bad? We're not talking about that today, guys. We're talking about building a business. We're talking about technology that can actually end up helping you save a lot of money. I mean, I've paid a lot of damages that I know I didn't do just to keep the peace and just to get along. Does that make sense? I mean, hundreds of thousands, lots of damages. But today's technology, why can't we get the auction to put this on the check-in, check-out? We know, everybody knows, okay, this is the condition it left the auction at this time on this day. Perfect, I like that. Go to the OEM. This is the condition it left the door that day, that time, this location. Transport guy, you either did it or you didn't. There's no way around it anymore, right? Again, we're talking about car haulers that work with dealers, auctions, and dealers and auctions. You get it? Okay. Part of building your transport company. Go ahead.
And you just said something really interesting, is that if you wanna go and see the benefit of technology to your business, and it doesn't have to be this rig right here, whether it's the pictures, the mobile apps, however you protect yourself, go ahead and go dig in your numbers and calculate what you're shelling out and losing in damage claims. And that's not just carriers, that's dealers, that's OEMs. If you have and you manage at some point automotive inventory, go ahead and calculate your damage losses.
It's huge.
Not going to like it.
And how many guys pay for damages out of their own pocket because they're afraid that Progressive's going to drop them?
How many people are after you right now for a damage claim?
Yeah. So this, what you're seeing, and this is why I like Black Widow. This is why I like Jason and Joel. These guys are thinking, like Paul says, there's no box. They're trying to put these pieces together, not just for the car hauler guys, but for the dealer, for the OEM, as a community, which is where your platform comes in that I really appreciate, which is this is where we talk about these things. This is where we try to figure out how these pieces fit together, right? I don't have the answers. You don't have the answers, but we talk to people that are trying to put this together to benefit all of us, the dealer, the auction, the carrier. Well, wait a minute, Ty. I thought auctions were going to all be gone. Well, they might, but even if they are, this is where it's going to go. Ty, I thought you just were the auction guy, the auction whisperer dude. You know, what are you talking about? Times are changing, guys. I may not like it, but you do need to pay attention.
Well, and I like what you just shared. Hey, what's going on, John? Welcome to Auto Transport Intel Cars on the Move on a Friday. So one of the things that I like it when you do this, I think you're able to verbalize what's happening to all of us. Because we kind of start going in circles. It's not circles, but maybe star-shaped in that, wait a minute, but I thought this, but now this is this, and things are changing. And if you're not asking yourself questions or wondering about things, then you're probably not in 2021. If your mind is in the 90s, that's awesome. That's how your granddaddy did it, etc. But that is, if your mind is in the 90s, wait until 2030 gets here. Holy cow.
Yeah.
So we're trying to be prepared for the changes that are coming. Ooh, we might have Alex joining us. Or is it Jason? I'm not sure who this is. Somebody's at the door. It's Alex! What's up, Alex? So we are live, just an FYI, and you're just tuning in, and we're happy you're here. What's going on? And his audio's connecting, his video's connecting, and thank you. Oh, look at that! It's not just Alex. John said he is late. Vistaga says he is late, and you know what? We're all good with that. Welcome to Cars on the Move. Auto Transport Intel on a Friday. And Alex is still getting his camera set, but that's so cool. So he's here. Oh, Alex, can you see us and hear us okay?
Yeah, I can hear you great. So sorry. It's been just a crazy morning.
Perfect timing. Seriously.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're good, man. You're too generous. So
No, it's good.
I'm not by our lore trucks. I decided to do a show. My goodness, did you buy a new car?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You like that?
Man, I want to do what you're doing.
Yeah. You're in the wrong business.
So today I wanted to do a show more like going through the shop and showing, what those guys do to get the trucks back on the road and back in shape, things to look for. Maybe cover that angle, if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah, keep going. You're doing good.
We have the truck here. If you want to see the lore, it's right here, and we can always go around and play with it. But those guys are like the other guys.
Let's talk about used trucks. Tell me about used trucks.
That's right. So look, here, for instance, something, I'll just pick the easy stuff to start with, okay? So right here you have a Cottrell. That's a CX-09 80-footer that we took in on trade. So those 80-foot car haulers, quick loaders, and it's a 2018, right? So you'd expect it to be in really good shape. Only 265,000 miles. So your buyers, your used car hauler buyers over there, they need to be aware of a few things that are very common. So for instance, here we are replacing the ICC bar, right? So this post over here, we're gonna put it back right here to connect this tail light all the way to the one over there. What happens is a lot of guys, they will run with their extension deck extended out, and they'll leave it there. And eventually that deck slams over that ICC bar enough that it cracks it. So you can be almost guaranteed that any truck that's 2 years old, if it hasn't been fixed, it's cracked. This is one we haven't fixed yet. That one actually looks pretty good. Your skid plates are worn out under the tail lights, right? But it's actually good. Same for your slide outs over here, your load skids. So this is a good way to fix them. When they get damaged, like they scrape all the time on the ground. And when they get damaged, the end of them get chewed off eventually. They just wear out. So a good thing my guys do is they'll cut the last 2 inches, and then my apologies. They'll cut the last 2 inches, and then they'll weld a new 1/4-inch piece of aluminum to the end, and then they look like brand new, and you're good to go. You're good to go for another, 200,000 miles, 300,000 miles. And so right here, this one, they are prepping it. The right way to fix those ICC bars when they break is you cut the cross member all the way, I don't know if you can see my finger, all the way under the box. You cut it off. And then you weld that cross member back over here, and then you'll weld on top of it the skid plates, those little 4mm 1/4-inch skid plates. And that's what our guys do. So when you're done, you have something that looks like it's from the factory.
Wow, that's awesome. And that's true. I've had a bunch of those, and that does happen.
Yeah,
all the
but
time.
this one's same, right? They're working on it. It's not finished. I wish I could find you one we just did, or one that's just primed. But I mean, this is a busy shop, right? So
Yeah. Speaking of busy shop, we talked a little bit Tuesday about how busy you are all the time. And I was kind of surprised because you're always selling car haulers, right?
yeah.
And so when you talk to people, I know you kind of broke it up into crowds, like a guy that's got 10 trucks, 30 trucks, 100 trucks. What are you seeing the most of, would you say? Owner operators or fleets?
I'm busy with a few fleets, but we see a lot of owner operators that just want to kind of go on their own, or they were company drivers, or they were owner operators and their truck's getting a little old, and then they want to go on their own. So we see that. Are you asking me who we're seeing buying trucks right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I think one of the things that I see when I'm talking to guys is guys maybe want to get a Stinger, which is great, but they really don't know what they're doing when it comes to the actual business. Are they going to run the load board? Do they have a client base? What are they doing? So you would be the guy, as you're talking to these guys that want to get a truck, I'm sure they're going to tell you what their plan is, right?
Right. Yeah. So usually we always ask them too. Like when someone calls me for a car hauler, it's part of getting to know who you're dealing with. I usually ask him, what he does, right? So, are you working for a company where are you doing POVs? Are you doing rental cars? Are you doing, are you working off ramp, doing relief work for new contracts? So in that case, they need different equipment. How far are you running? You're going coast to coast, or you're just going 150-mile radius? All of that is going to really change what kind of equipment you need. So if you're going coast to coast and you know what you're doing, you may want to have a high rail, a 10 car, right? Why not get an additional car if you can scale it? If you're doing short stuff, then you're better off with a quick loader like this one. And then same with the loader, right? Because the loaders now they came with two different designs. They have the bottom loader, and they're gonna have their new trailer, which is a quick loader as well, which you load from the top. So someone who does a lot of, who picks up trucks or cars at Nissan and back to the dealerships, he's gonna want the quick loader. And then the guy who does like snowbirds, individual cars, he's gonna want the bottom loader. So not necessarily, but at least we can guide them and let them know what the choices are.
It's good. Good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Jay, Alex, I know you're busy. I always appreciate it when you come in and tell us about used trucks and new trucks.
Alex,
show us your shop.
We're so glad you could join us today. I mean, I love what you just showed us and talked about.
Oh, yeah. There's plenty more. So we'll do more shows, and my apologies, I'll be on time next time. You see, you have like some ratchets, quick spin ratchets. Just tons of stuff. We'll go into detail next time. Thank you so much for the invitation, and my apologies for being late.
No, not. We're gonna have to come up with a monthly segment then.
Yeah.
Put him in with Alex.
Yeah, that's good, Alex. Have a great weekend and keep us posted.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Bye.
Alex.
All right.
Wow.
Isn't that great?
Yep, I know we're running out of time, so let's do this. I guess, how do you want to wrap this up? That was, wow, what an amazing tie. Great job today, man.
Thank you. Yeah, good stuff.
You made this
it's
happen.
changing. Things are changing, and you know, I'm probably the most resistant to change, to be honest with you, but I think it's good for me to be a part of this and to see it as it unfolds or unfolding. I think stuff like this and stuff like Alex, these things will impact your business. And there's other parts of the economy to talk about, politics to talk about. I mean, there's a lot going on right now, and I think it's a good thing to be aware, be very aware, pay attention. It's more than just I want to drive a truck and that's it. So you can lose a lot of money fast. You can make money, but it takes some time, and you really need to know what you're doing. So the more we can help educate, I think the better.
Speaking of awareness, if you want some eye-opening content, Tuesday night we have women in auto transport.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's going to be good. I'm excited.
Drop.
Julie's going to be on there, right? Isn't she kind of running it?
I'm going to hand it over to Julie, and then we've got dispatchers, brokers, we got a driver. I think we got some auction, remarketing. I mean, man, that's going to be an amazing show. So
good job.
Yeah,
I'll be tuning in for sure.
I'm really excited about that. And we got some other crazy stuff coming up in May. So, ATI.
I identify as a woman. Can I be on the show?
I hadn't thought of that. I better call Joe Biden.
Ooh,
okay.
Sorry, that was a little progressive left jab. My
dang
bad.
It. I can't believe we didn't get through. We almost got through the week without politics.
It was a close call.
It was
My
close.
Bad. Cut it. Just edit that part out.
Right. Somebody. Yeah, right. Okay. Auto Transport Intel, cars on the move going again.
Hey, we'll see all the ladies Tuesday night. Thanks, Jay. Have a great weekend, man.
Thanks, everybody.
Appreciate you.
Peace out. Take care, and we'll see you next week.